I want to keep rolling with locking and synchronizing a single instance of an object. We saw in the previous video that sometimes we want to lock every method of the object on the same lock, but in this case where we have two separate bathroom stalls, it doesn't make sense to lock on the same object. Let's see if we can abstract away a little bit, and I'm actually going to get rid of, I don't know, let's get rid of all this stuff here. We'll see where we end up with it. I'm going to say class, I'm going to say bathroom stall. Okay, now we actually have a stall, a separate class for the bathroom stall, and so the public restroom would probably have bathroom stall, stall 1, right, and bathroom stall, stall 2 gets new, bathroom stall. Okay, and then here I'm going to say public void be used on public void flush toilet. We could have several other methods in here, but say we want to synchronize all these methods together in one bathroom stall. It makes sense, just like we saw with the queue. We want to make it synchronized. We want to make it thread safe. If a thread goes into this object, then it's the only thread that is executing code inside this object. Well, there's the approach I showed you before. Object baton gets new object, and then here we can just say, well, lock baton CW doing our thing. I love pronouns when things get awkward. Lock baton again. Console right line, flushing the toilet. Okay. So maybe you don't want to flush the toilet at the same time you're using it. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Let's say in our case we don't. You're either using it or you're flushing it. You're not doing both of them at the same time. So it makes sense to have this lock here and lock this baton. And I personally actually like this approach where I've made this object. Unfortunately, I have to make an object to get to those synchronization blocks I talked about a couple videos ago. But either way, I have this private data member that allows me to control my locking. Now, something, what did I just do? Scroll down. Something you'll also see quite common in industry is instead of having this baton, a lot of programmers say, I don't want to waste the time with the baton. I'm just going to say lock this. Okay. And so in this scenario, before when I make a bathroom stall, let's say I'm trying to make a bathroom stall drawing here. Here's the door handle. All right. When I make a bathroom stall, I instantiate one of these out of my heap. This is the heap here. I can also use this object as my synchronization object. I can lock on it. I don't need to make that separate baton. When I make the baton, I new up an object, very small, lightweight object, but still an object out on the heap, and I use this to indirectly get to the synchronization objects. And so why waste that? Why have that? That's a waste of resources. Why not just lock on the current object? Well, a problem with that is that other people, other programmers, other code outside this instance can also lock on this bathroom as well, and it can be completely unrelated to what's going on. Let me get rid of that. And then here in the public restroom, so that we have a couple stalls, and we can say stall1 dot be used, and we don't need to do a lock on this because we know this thing's thread safe and it won't let anybody in there and do its thing. So once it's used, I can say stall1 dot flush toilet, and then we can do the same thing here. Stall 1 or stall 2 alt drag L2. We can use stall 2 and we can also flush the toilet. All right. So these are synchronized. Only one thread in these at any given time. Do note. Hopefully you're familiar now. Out here, when our code is between these calls, this is a danger zone. If we wanted to synchronize these two method calls together, that is, make them atomic as I showed in the previous video, I would have to do a different kind of lock. I would have to come out here and actually say lock. But now look at this problem. I'm going to say lock on stall 1. Okay? This public restroom can lock stall 1 just as well as the actual bathroom stall will lock on this. Okay, let me slow down a little bit and see if I can explain that a little better. Here's our stall again, and when I lock on this, I'm locking on this instance of the bathroom stall. Okay, this 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 pointer references this bathroom stall out on the heap. Okay, and then when I go down here and we say lock on stall 1, well, stall 1 is also a reference. Stall 1, the name stall 1 is a reference to that same bathroom stall. There, I'll get rid of this arrow. I'm not using it. So now outside the stall, I can lock this guy, and up here inside the stall, I can lock this guy as well. Now, it just so happens in this scenario, it's fine. It's okay because we're trying to accomplish the same purposes here. I lock stall 1. It calls be used. Be used locks it. So it just it keeps that same locked, and it just counts. Hey, we're locked twice. All right. But say I was doing something, I don't know. Public void clean the sink. And let's say I'm not intelligent, and I'm gonna clean the sink here. Clean the sink, but But then I want to be synchronized for some reason. I'm going to say lock stall 1. All right, Control KD. Well, what does cleaning the sink have to do with stall 1? Well, Jamie's stupid. I just locked stall 1, which prevents any other threads, even with this gone here. Even with this gone, all right? Other threads cannot go into be used. All right. Well, they can go in there, but they can't get very far, because we're trying to lock on the same object. Here, let me bust this down a little bit. Oh, font change. Okay. Let's look at this. This lock here, clean the sink, lock on stall 1, is locking on the exact same instance as be used is using for its lock. All right. I'm a stupid programmer out here. I shouldn't be locking on stall 1, but I can. All right, and because I'm stupid and did something stupid, that prevents you from getting your work done. All right, so it's kind of like this lock is a public thing instead of a private thing inside a bathroom stall. So that's why I like the baton. All right, I can make my new baton, and that's private. Nobody can get to that. That's mine and only mine. And then if I say baton here, and I say baton here, then my locks, baton is that separate little object out on the heap. I'm using this for my lock. You're using me for your lock. You're stupid, but okay, whatever. At least you're not screwing up my code. I can get my job done too. All right, so that's why locking on this, I see it all over the place. Lock this, lock this. 90% of the time, in my opinion, 95% of the time, you're probably okay. Lock this, big deal. But boy, if it could catch you and bite you, and it'll be hard to debug if somebody does something stupid like this and is locking on a completely unrelated task to what you're trying to accomplish, cleaning the sink versus using the restroom, the toilet. Anyway, I'm probably beating a dead horse here, but I hope that makes sense. That yeah, make your own private little batons, use them, don't lock on this. Yada, yada, yada. But what's funny is .NET actually supports natively locking on this. I'm going to show that to you in the next video. Do I recommend using it? No, but I want to make you aware of it.